What is up, nerds? Welcome back to episode 61 of the PP Pod. I'm your host, Lewis, with Pickleball Pursuit, here with my co-host, my pickleball wife, about to be my right side princess again, Justin from Pickleball, etc.
Oh, what makes you say that?
Gosh.
What makes you say that?
Oh, it had nothing to do with the last game of the Open Division.
Ooh. Ooh. You know, look, I had a secret. I wasn't even going to reveal it.
Oh,
but listen, we saved these for the podcast just to reveal it. I haven't told anyone this, but I kind of have this secret plan. I told Lewis after the last tournament that I'm on my training arc again. I don't have any tournaments scheduled. I'm about to go hard on training arc. There's a few very clear weaknesses I have. Anyway, secretly, I was like, I think I'm going to start training right side. And I haven't told anyone this, and it's not because I want to be a right side player in perpetuity or whatever. It's just because a lot of my weaknesses are exacerbated on the right side. Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, forehand dinking cross court is one of my weaknesses. And then another one is for me to stay ready and engaged when I'm not heavily involved, which is probably the main reason I like playing left, because then you're dictating more of the point, you get more balls, and then I'm able to stay more in the game. So I had told myself I'm going to start kind of training right and become a really good right side player, because I knew that would make me a much better player overall. And I was also like, if I can do it, maybe I'll like playing right, and then it'll be easier to play with everybody because most people prefer left. Yeah. Well, secret's out.
I think one thing that I've learned the last few weeks is I'm not even going to try to stack anymore. I'm just going to play straight up unless it's a blatantly obvious strategy. It's just
with a righty lefty or something.
Yeah, or maybe you're frickin' on fire and you're just dominating this guy with your dinks or drives or whatever. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about this week, man. A lot. Mm-hmm. We had a really fun weekend with Doug from Bread and Butter, but we got a lot of stuff that we want to dive into. Justin, you want to kind of run over the list and we'll get things rolling?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So, first off, we'll go over that. We did a Bread and Butter / Pickleball Pursuit Moneyball. I drove my little ass down to Baton Rouge just for one day to be there for the tournament and turn around and came back. But it was fun.
Obviously,
we'll talk about that a little bit.
Thank you very much. I know I told you that already, but really appreciate you coming down for that, man. That was really fun.
Oh, yeah, it was
so
fun.
Sweet. It
was fun. An action-packed day or day and a half for sure.
Bro, I was so tired the next day. That might have been one of the most tired. I felt like I went to sleep at 7:45 the next day. It was
not surprising, honestly. We'll get into some paddles, of course, and there is kind of a theme with the paddles today, but we'll wait. We'll get into that. We're going to talk real quick about the Neonic backpack. I know we've talked a little bit about it before, but Lewis has gotten some more time on it. Then, just like everybody, we're going to do Black Friday deals. We're not going to list all of them, just some of the ones that, Lewis, it stood out to him. He was like, these are the best ones you really need to watch out for.
Yeah.
We're going to do another little sneak peek. This is 2 weeks in a row of sneak peeks, so we're going to talk about another pair of shoes.
Let's go, baby.
And, anyway, good shoes. And then we're going to build our perfect paddle. This is going to be, I told Lewis this is what I do all the time. This is my job, trying to build a perfect paddle. But it's not not like that. It's more like if we could take aspects of any paddle on the market and combine them, what would it be?
Yeah.
And then, new week, new main. What are we playing with? What has Lewis changed to? He's been changing every week for the past 7 weeks straight. And NERDTOWN, we got a really nerdy one this week, okay, guys? I know I took last week off, but I'm about to make it up to you because I have been up
Justin's
to my ears in spreadsheets.
Nerd. So might need these for the... Might need the nerd glasses.
I think you might need those. But hopefully it's something I'm working on that could maybe help you guys, the viewers, or at least be interesting to those of you who like to go down, take the train to NERDTOWN. All right.
I love it.
Let's do it.
All right.
B&B Moneyball.
We're going to jump in. Yeah, B&B Moneyball. I'll talk real quick about mine, then you talk about yours, and then we're just not even going to talk about the Open Division because we got our asses spanked like we thought we would.
Yeah. To clarify, there were two divisions, a 4-0 division and then an open division. Lewis and I played together in the open division. We knew we were never going to win that, but it was Pickleball Pursuit sponsored, so we figured we would give out a free win or two and, help fill out the bracket.
3 to be exact.
We played together. Yeah. We played together in the open division, and we also each played separately with different teammates in the 4-0 division. Okay, go.
Yeah. So I played with Doug, the owner of Bread and Butter, who wanted to kind of partner up on this Moneyball. Huge shout out to Doug. He kind of put this whole thing together, and I'm going to be honest, I was just a little princess and was just hanging out and involved with it. So I didn't really do too much. I just kind of helped connect him with Stacks, and huge shout out to Stacks. Always, every time there's a tournament there, it is run well, and very seldomly does it not run perfectly on time. So huge shout out to them, huge shout out to Doug. Doug and I played the 4-0 division. It was really 4-5 and under. If your duper was under 4-5, you could play. So there were a couple of teams that, probably 3-5 in it, but the majority of people between 4-0 and 4-5. And we lost our first game to Andy and Steven, who, not really a spoiler, they ended up being second overall. They spanked our ass. And then we played this 3-5-ish close to 4-0 team. We beat them, and then we went on to our first knockout round. We won, it was 2 out of 3, won both games. Very fun, very close games against Mark and John. Really had a good time. Then we played Andy and Steven one more time in the quarterfinals, and they spanked our ass 2 games in a row. They were just on fire. Steven was really, really playing well, and Andy
Steven's gotten way better,
dude. Yeah, Steven's gotten so much better. That's my Pookie.
So Steven, if you're listening, shout out, bro. Last time I saw Steven playing, he was playing mixed 3-5 with Tab, and then I come back 6 months later, and
dude's looking like a 4-5 player.
Way better.
Yeah. Very good. Had a lot of fun with Doug. I think having fun and enjoying it was more important than winning games for me. Definitely. I don't know how you approached it, but I wanted to win the games, obviously, but I wasn't going all out to do everything I could to win. Doug, if that's what you were wanting from me, I'm so sorry, man. I love you, but I was just trying to have a great time. It was Doug's first tournament. I think he said he was a little nervous before it, but man played perfectly fine. Honestly, pretty damn good for his first tournament. All things considered. It's, for those who don't know, playing in tournaments, your first tournament, it can be very nerve-wracking. Very nerve-wracking. So, shout out to Doug for sticking it out and playing with me. And, man, I just had a freaking great time. Can't tell you how many people came up to me after and were like, dude, this was the most fun tournament ever. Because we did something very interesting. We did, this was like a collective collaboration to come up with this, but mainly I'm going to give the credit to B. The bounties that we did in pool play.
You're not going to give the credit to me? Was it
you? Was it you?
Yes.
Okay.
But no,
sorry.
The bounties is a good way to do it. But we were talking about street ball, remember?
Yeah. Yes, I remember that, yeah. And then Justin talked about street ball, which we'll get into one day. That's something that we need to,
shout out Right Side Will. He's the one who told me about it.
I know Will. Will is the one who kind of fostered, or not fostered it, but, he's the one who showed you all that and talked about it. But anyway, bounties. So we didn't do duper, which I think is important because it kind of loosens things up, makes you not worry too much. Money's still in line, so competitiveness is very high. But then we introduced something called bounties, which was first person to get a Nasty Nelson, first person to, was it, body bag was not one, right?
A clean ace.
Yeah, clean ace.
And an ATP winner.
ATP winner and an Ernie or a Bert. So there were 4 bounties
there was
total.
A Bert in the open division. Ernie was never one.
Okay. But anyway, there were 3 bounties, and the first, person to do that won a prize, which, people frickin' went crazy for. It was, the open division was crazy with bounties. People had already gotten bounties, and people were still hitting Nasty Nelsons. But it was
our game.
So fun. Yes, it was so fun. But yeah, had a great time with Doug, and we played 7 games. I think we went 3 and 4. So all in all, not too bad, man. And that's a lot of games. A lot of games. So had fun. Justin, how was your 4-0 tournament?
It was super fun. I played with B, one of the owners of Stacks, at the facility. So
B, if you don't know, he's the one who said in our very first tournament, I think Justin and I played together, the MLP. No, second tournament we ever played together. The MLP tournament, the Stacks Cup. That was one where we were like, well, it says we're going to play 3 games. And he was like, nope, sorry, we're only doing 2 games. Read the fine print. And then Justin goes, we don't know the fine print. We don't know where to find the fine print. He goes, that's because there is none. And ran away.
oh, yeah. That's an old story for the OGs. That cracked me up when that happened. Anyway, but I played with B, and I never played with him before. I've never even played a rec game with him. But it was super fun. He was great to play with, by the way.
Beast
and
man.
he's like a really good right side player, and so he was just like from the get go was like put me on the left, and I was like yes, And that's another reason, going back to what I said in the intro about playing right. Like there's nothing better than playing with someone who's good on the right.
Yeah,
it feels so good, you know. Anyway, so I want to be that for people now. But yeah, so we had a lot of fun. We'll put it that way. Yeah. I did not play my best. I had been switching paddles so much, even the day of the tournament, that I think I was just like all off. My thirds were terrible, which coming off of Worlds where they were actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That was the main thing. But it didn't really matter. Like you said, we were just kind of in it for fun. And as Pickleball Pursuit being the sponsors and it is at Stacks, he's the owner of the facility. Sure, we were trying to win, but also it felt more like the final objective isn't to beat everyone in our own sponsored tournament sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the consolation
As
there
if
is
we could, even if we tried our hardest.
Yeah, I know, right. But hey, that's what makes me sleep better at night.
That's right. That's right.
And what makes me feel a little bit better is the 2 teams that we lost to ended up getting first and second.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
hey, we lost to good teams, and when we lost to them, it didn't feel like we suck, we lost that game. No, I felt like they played great, they beat us. It was super fun. So playing in 4 was awesome. Playing with B was fun. He's got good energy. Oh man, he had to have good energy because I'm not kidding you. This is the craziest thing you're going to hear about this tournament. I missed 4 Ernies in 1 game, as in like read them right, jumped, got a paddle on them, and didn't get the ball in. Isn't that insane? Like to even go for 4 Ernies in 1 game. 2 were net cords, so 2 like bounced off the net, and then I ended up hitting it long.
Yeah.
Because it's just you have like 0 time to react, and 1 was just like really low, barely over the net, and I was afraid to hit the net with my paddle, and I just messed it up. And I don't even know what the other one was. I think I was just crashing out at that point on the last one. I don't even know what happened, but yeah, it was a lot of Ernies in that match. Missed 4, by the way. Got 2 successful, so 6 freaking Ernie attempts. So
you went 2 for 4. I'm 2 for 6.
I went 2 for 6, bro. It's pretty bad. Bro.
Yeah. Not the worst, but at least you got 2.
No, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst. And then I was thinking in my head at the time, I was like, why does he keep giving these to me? And then after the fact, I'm like, oh, that's why, because I do nothing but miss him. Anyway. Then, Lewis and I played Open Division. We lost all 3 games, so as expected, 2 of the games were pretty fun. The last game was not particularly fun, and I was so ready to be done. And sorry, dude. I feel bad for you in that game. I was just like, I was so over it.
No apology necessary, bro. That's everybody knows how it is, man. You every now and then there's just a stinker of a game, and there's nothing you can do to get out of it or control it. It just happens. It happens to me all the time. Fortunately, it doesn't happen, to the extreme in a tournament. But it just sucks that yours was in a tournament. That does.
Oh well, I mean, like,
not for me.
We were already
you.
0-2 in pool play.
Yeah.
It was like we knew we probably weren't going to win. So like I said, I was like I just wasn't.
I felt bad for you. I couldn't care less if we lost that game. It was
me neither.
Just like, damn, poor Justin's going through some shit right now. You look over at me and you go, I can't hit a fucking dink. I don't know how to hit a dink.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. Well, like I kind of knew we weren't going to win, or we weren't expected to win.
Yeah.
But I still wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
And I felt like the other team, they could probably beat us without going super hard. So I was like, cool, let's have fun. And then it was not a fun environment. I think that just it sucked all the joy out of it for me, because it was like I was playing horrible. Nobody was joking around. It was like super low energy. It just like just a.
Yeah, it was one of those games. We're going to forget about it. It never happened. It'll never happen again. And Hey, bro, ain't no thing. I've had
Anyway,
many
all right.
games like that. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't care that much.
let's move on. We'll talk about some paddle stuff unless you got anything else you want to say about the Moneyball.
No, it was really fun. I will, if I try to list people, I would miss people, but just always nice to see all the people in Baton Rouge that I get to see every now and then. So shout outs to everybody who I just got to hang out with, talk with, and play some games with. And
Yep. Shout out to Stacks every single time without fail that I bring someone who's never been there. Doug was like, "Man, this place is awesome. Everybody's cool. Everybody's chill.
Yeah.
Everybody's fun."
It's a great facility. I'm always jealous of it whenever I come back home.
Yep. All right. Well, let's move on to some paddles. We're going to talk first about I don't even know if it's new or not, but they sent it to me very recently. It's called the Luzz Glider. And if you read the description on the website, it is extremely confusing and wrong. They have it listed as 12 millimeter polypropylene core. It's a 16 millimeter paddle, and it's definitely using 8 millimeter cells, as you can kind of see with the ball dust on the face. But it says it's very confusing. But I checked with the people at Luzz and did confirm my suspicions, which were that this is just a hybrid shaped cannon, and it 100% is. It's a floating core with a polypropylene honeycomb core. That's tough to say. And it does,
Big
like I
words.
said, it is a floating core. This is a hybrid shape. It's 16.2 by 7.75 inches wide. It's very similar to the Vatic Flash and the 6.0 DBD shape. So not going to be anything new in terms of the hybrid shape, but same price. So $92 after Code Pursuit for this paddle. If you like the Luzz cannon, or you're on the fence about buying the Luzz cannon because you don't prefer elongated shapes, you prefer hybrid and standards, this is one just straight away I can say, yep, automatic recommend. It feels virtually identical to the cannon. I really couldn't find any differentiations between the feel or the playing characteristics of the two paddles, which is why I was so skeptical of the product description on the website. I was like, this does not check out. They feel the same.
You told them already, right? You said you reached out to them and said, like, hey, what's up with the description? It doesn't feel like the description.
Yes.
And they confirmed?
Yes, and they confirmed. I was like, is this the same core design as the cannon? And then they gave me like this kind of unclear answer. And then I said, just to be clear, is the core a floating core just like the cannon? And they're like, yes, it's a floating core like the cannon. They sent me a diagram of it, or a what do they call it when they have all the layers? Schematic? Not a schematic, is it?
Like an exploded view? I don't know.
Yeah, but anyway, shows all the layers of the paddle. It was a little bit different looking than the one that they show for the Luzz cannon, but I'm 99.9% sure that these are the same exact construction, just a different shape. But yeah, nonetheless, this paddle hits very hard, has tons of pop. It has a pretty big sweet spot, and it's going to provide a very connected, even though I hate using that word, a very connected feel. And just honestly, everything that I've said about the Luzz cannon, just copy and paste for this with a more maneuverable and stable feel. This is a 107 swing weight, 6.45 twist weight stock. So it's pretty low swing weight, but
that's not bad.
Slightly low twist weight, but I think that is probably just because it's on the lighter end.
Taper shape.
A bunch of it does have a taper, that does get a knock. So with my weight setup, it is 8 point. Oh gosh, I can't get it to stand up. We'll just do it like this. 8.4 ounces. Is that right? I'll have to confirm in a second. But anyway, nonetheless, have a lot of weight on here. I think I have 5 grams on each side of 0.5 grams per inch tungsten tape, which starts right at the bottom corner and goes all the way to kind of the top corner of the paddle on each side. So very good paddle. Really, really like this one. I'm going to test it some more, confirm my suspicion that this is just a Canon with a different name. But so far, I would be absolutely shocked if I did not come to the conclusion that they're the same thing, just different shapes. So really good paddle, really good price. One of the best paddles on the market, in my opinion. The Luzz Canon in a hybrid shape is going to be a very welcome addition for a lot of players. So check this one out if you want to. Code Pursuit brings it to $92.
$92 is crazy.
Yeah,
the one thing that kind of confused me about it,
yeah,
me and you talked about this, is I was like, is it USAP approved? And you were like, yeah, here's the stamp. But then whenever I searched the USAP site, I didn't see the name Glider. And then if I just searched under Luzz alone, I did see a hybrid shape paddle that looked the same as that, just didn't have the pink on the edge guard.
Yeah.
But it has the, for the name, it had the serial number. And I asked Lewis, I was like, is that the serial number? And he was like, yes, it's the same. So apparently that's the same paddle.
Just under the logo. So
yeah, and it is like that. It looks just like that on the list as well. It doesn't say Glider anywhere on it.
Yeah, it's just all black edge guard is the only difference.
Yeah, but here's the crazy part. It was approved in July 2024.
I know, dude. That's a long time ago.
That's almost a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So they were like pretty ahead of the game, or at least on the very curve with this paddle, but didn't start selling it until now, or you just didn't know about it till now? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but do not go off of the description on the website. It is very wrong. It even lists it as a elongated shape paddle. It's not an elongated shape. Doesn't have a 5.5 inch handle. It's a 5.3 inch handle. So just
the things we forgive for $92. $92 price tag.
We forgive.
Because
oh gosh.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah. No shade, but these paddles, they kick ass. So really, really like them. All right, let's move on. Pickleball Apes Charm. Finally got to play with this some more, and did so with the S shape this time. I played with the X last time and thought it was a good paddle. Played with this yesterday for a few games and almost immediately had to put it down. Not because it's a bad paddle or it doesn't get enough spin or it doesn't have enough stability. No, it does everything right except the feel and the dwell of this paddle cause it, in my playing experience yesterday only, to feel very, very unpredictable. I mean, I'm just spraying balls high, spraying balls low, can't get a gauge on my, height on drops, especially resets, especially dinks I was totally fine with. But man, it was so hard for me to dial in this paddle. And I think a lot of that is attributed to its core design, which is designed to give you more flex and dwell and rebound. But weirdly, this paddle is not very powerful. I mean, I would say that it's like all court, maybe starting to lean towards power. But very, very weird session with this. I'm going to play with it some more and just kind of get some more thoughts on it. But I put it up against the FC Plus because I wanted to see, how this would stack up to something that kind of offers the same playing characteristics, more dwell, not a ton of not overpowered, not overly poppy, kind of in that.
Another full foam core.
Yes. And I went up against the FC Plus, switched to this immediately. Like within 2 hits, I was like, oh, this is what a predictable paddle feels like. I had no issues with my height or, trajectory issues with drops and resets, and just felt immediately dialed back in. And not to say, that's a dig on this, but, if you're someone who really likes super dwelly paddles, this might be a good one for you. I wouldn't say it's super dwelly, but I would say it's pretty dwelly.
I have a question.
Yes.
So the last paddle that I can remember feeling this way about was the GX2 Power, sort of after it broke in. Of course, that was significantly more powerful.
Yeah.
But I felt like after it broke in, it had that crazy, like, very dwelly clearly, but also very bouncy feel that made it hard to dial in on basically drops and fifths and things like that. If you're just driving the ball, whatever, no big deal.
Right.
But that was the last pedal I can think of. Is it similar to that? I don't have the charm, so.
So it's not as dwelly, but it is bouncy. It does have a bouncy feel to it. The GX2 and the GX2 Powers specifically do have very, very distinct and unique feel that no paddle on the market has, but the charms do share characteristics that are similar to that, but not the same. To make sure I clarify that for everyone, it will not feel like a GX2. It will have increased dwell compared to your typical EPP floating or EVA enhanced foam paddles, but it's not going to feel like it's pocketing significantly like the GX2. And the GX2 actually does that. Like, it actually does pocket the ball, especially after it's broken in. But it does give you that bouncy feel that can lead to unpredictable, especially, those higher risk shots like drops and resets where you kind of need to be on point with it or you get punished pretty easily. So does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I significantly prefer the FC Plus over the Charm. More power and pop, more predictable feel so far. Again, these are early thoughts. Going to play with the Charm more to get, full, I guess, good in-depth thoughts. But I don't think that anything right now in the hybrid space is going to dethrone the J2FC Plus as the, there's one paddle, but it hasn't come out yet, that I think can be in that ease of use power paddle space. There's an elongated shape paddle, but we'll talk about that soon. So, anything else on the Charm?
No, I haven't hit it.
Yeah, I like the orange. I like that they did something different.
The pumpkin spice latte.
Very
fall, you know what I mean? Very
legal grit. So kudos to PB Apes. But definitely I think they need to update their shapes. I can't remember who I heard saying they have more traditional shapes. I would not say that these are very traditional shapes.
No.
The V is kind of weird. The S
chunky.
is weird. And then the X is the only traditional shape that they have.
The S is quote-unquote traditional in that whenever people first started making hybrids, all they did was shorten the elongated and round the top.
Yep.
Like the Hyperion, like the old Rhombus R1, kind of like the original Valair hybrid. It's like, hey, let's make a hybrid. All they do is make it a little shorter and round the top, but they didn't make it any wider. That's the Pickleball Apes S shape.
Yeah.
Is also, doesn't take advantage of the full dimensions, so the hybrid doesn't give you any more stability than the elongated does, arguably less,
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, very interesting. But we're going to move on to the just recently reviewed Enhanced Duo. And now, when I said that...
Is this the paddle you were just talking about?
Yeah, this is the paddle I was talking about. This is the only paddle that I think will rival the FC Plus in terms of the friendly power paddle, if you will. You got to play with this a lot. Let me real quick just touch on a few things, and then I want to hear your thoughts because you are a long-time FC Plus user. But dropped a review on this. This paddle is $155 after Code Pursuit. That's their Black Friday/holiday sale that's going to last, I believe, through December. Only coming in a elongated shape currently, but other shapes are expected to be released. I think it's in January, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me.
Wide body January, hybrid after.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Thank you. And this paddle is unique in its construction. It's the only paddle, to my knowledge, that does not, fully, I guess, take out the center of the EPP core and then add a ring of
You got that
EVA.
core piece?
Yeah, I do, but it's in the other room.
It's okay. Go watch Lewis's review. It's literally like 2.5 minutes long because it's Lewis and he shows the core. It's a slightly different take on using EVA foam perimeter, and clearly it works.
Yeah, I
haven't seen anyone else do it.
A little surprised and shocked by the initial view. Sorry, the initial marketing video that they showed with the view of the core. I was like, dang, I did not expect there to be that little sandwich layer of EPP in between the EVA rings, because it doesn't necessarily feel like there's a huge difference between this and like a floating or horseshoe EVA ring like we see from the FC Plus.
I kind of think there is.
Yeah, the more I played with it, I was like, okay, yeah, this is.
I think what you just said, I think it actually feels more like the horseshoe ring EVA paddles, which we call like Gen 3 or whatever. The FC Plus is like that. It feels like those more so than it feels like the full floating, so like Loco, Boomstick, all that, where the EVA goes all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the EVA is just inset into the EPP. It doesn't go, it's not all the way through. It's like there's a little cutout in the EPP, and there's EVA inset in either side around the full perimeter, except for it's connected to the handle, which I think is another smart choice.
Think of it as like the EVA on the perimeter is like the bread, and then there's a very thin layer of EPP, which would be, the meat or the, the inside of the sandwich. So very unique. All right. So Justin, you have played with the FC Plus for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. It's been your main. It's been your, trusted paddle. I told you that I personally think that this is just like a FC Plus, but tones up the power and pop, but still remains extremely predictable and easy to control, which is why I would say if you're an elongated shape user and you are wondering if you should get the FC Plus, J6 FC Plus, or the Duo, I think I would recommend the Duo first. So what are your thoughts on those two, and then which one you would recommend for who?
So yeah, comparing this to the J6 since it's elongated. So yeah, I played with this only 1.5 sessions, but it was like super easy to pick up and get a feel for sure.
Yeah.
Handle's plenty long. It is soft pallets, but they're not like crazy smushy soft. They're okay. If I was going to main it, I'd switch them, but it didn't bother me for the session and a half I was using it. Yeah. So it's got the handle length is perfect. So it doesn't need any better than that. For me, I'll look forward to the other shapes because mine was like 122 point something swing weight stock. So you see, I don't have a heavy weight added. Yes, this is a bit of a chunky boy for me. Most people who play elongated don't care about that. But they don't my hands are garbage, so I need all the help I can get. It looks great, by the way. I like the styling. And yeah, they even kept their, they're building their little ecosystem with weights and such, and they have like the little weight guides for people who are newer and don't understand where to put weight. So smart design, and I think it looks pretty clean. Everybody's been calling it the Onk because it looks like Duo says Onk. But
everybody calls it
anyway,
the
all
Onk.
That aside.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Every single person who sees it is like, what's the Onk? And I'm like, it's Duo, bro.
Yeah. Is it Duo? Or is it the Onk?
The Onk.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But for playability wise, yes, it is a power paddle, and I actually can't say, because I don't do radar gun tests, it's actually hard for me to say exactly how powerful this is. The more I play with it, and I don't think it's like breaking in and loosen up. I think I'm just kind of getting more dialed in with what the ball's doing.
Right.
I think it might be more powerful than the NF, and maybe on the same level as like the Loco, power wise.
Golly! So you think it's got some heat to it?
Well, okay, let's just say between NF and Loco, because let's just call this first impressions.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why people are saying that it's less powerful than that is because it feels significantly softer, less harsh.
Yeah.
So on a scale, there's like Loco is pretty harsh, Boomstick is pretty harsh in its own specific way, and then there's NF, which is fiberglassy, and then there's like FC Plus down here, which is pretty dead because it's very dampened, it's very plush, it's very soft, and the Duo is in between. It's not as soft and dampened as plush as the FC Plus is, but it's not nearly as harsh as the other paddles with fiberglass in them. So if you're someone who doesn't like fiberglass, this is a good choice.
Yeah,
previously there were only a couple. There was like the Avatar, and the FC Plus, and like these full foam floating cores that didn't have fiberglass. They have a different feel to them.
Has no fiberglass.
Yes,
correct?
Diesel Pro, good call out. Yeah. Yes, but this, okay, and that's another good comparison, because maybe the pop and power are kind of similar to a VSOL Pro once the VSOL's weighted up. However, the feel is completely different. To me, the VSOLs feel way more hollow.
Yes.
And more bouncy, where this feels more dense and plush, and it feels super linear and predictable. And like the pop level, so for resets and drops, very easy to control.
Yeah.
This paddle's like super easy to pick up, which is the thing I love about the FC Plus is it makes it really easy to play defense, but it has enough power to play offense when you need to, at least for me. The same can be said for the Duo.
Yeah.
So, yeah, overall, comparing it to the J6 FC Plus, it's just a little bit crisper and maybe a touch more pop, but they're like within the same neighborhood of pop and power. And I think the choice there is going to come down to your preference on feel. If you're like, I want plush no matter what, I want the most plush paddle I can get, choose the FC Plus.
Yep.
If you think I need a little bit more ball response, I want to feel like a little bit more crack on the bigger hits, then the Duo. I prefer the J6 FC Plus shape a little bit more. I think it maximizes twist weight a little bit better while still having a long
100%.
handle.
Yeah.
But there's absolutely nothing wrong with this shape. This is like a very traditional elongated shape.
Yeah, to add to that shape discussion, the FC Plus, the J6 FC Plus does have on average, a slightly lower swing weight and a slightly higher twist weight.
Right.
Albeit pretty minimal, 6.4 on the Enhanced Duo and 6.5, let's call it 5.5 on the FC Plus. So,
but if you're
really
if you're out for looks,
yeah,
this looks way better than the J6 FC Plus. I mean, it's not even close.
Yeah.
So, aesthetics, big win to the Duo. But honestly, between those two paddles, there is no loser. I was about to say there was no winner, but really there is no loser. They're both great. They both feel good. They're both easy to control. They both offer you everything that you will need, and it just matters what feel you prefer and if you care about the looks.
Yep.
That's how I would pick between the two.
I would agree. All right. Well, that's really all I have to say about that. I mean, two just super easy to control power paddles, which
I look forward to the hybrid shape.
Yeah.
Hopefully their hybrid shape is good.
I know. Hopefully they do their hybrid shape right. So, all right, let's move on. We're going to talk about, in my opinion, and you may agree as well, what I believe is the best budget backpack. It's coming out on, I believe, the 24th. Let me just confirm. But it's going to be coming from Neonic. Yeah, the official release is November 24th, and it is this backpack right here from Neonic. You've probably seen a bunch of people posting or wearing it, but man, this paddle, I always do that. This backpack is very, very good. It's I would call it it's kind of like a transformer of backpacks. It just like keeps getting bigger and wider than you think it is when you
and literally has an expansion zipper. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's like the first pickleball backpack I know of to do that. It'll be like this wide, and then there's a zipper that zips around the whole thing. You can make it this wide, which you kind of need to do if you want to put shoes in. But I think they catered, finally, a backpack caters to the full audience because not everybody puts shoes in their bag. So if you don't want to put shoes in your bag, you just close the expansion zipper, and now you have a more manageable bag. But they allowed the expansion to put the shoes in there. So I think it's extremely thoughtfully designed. And yeah, I have no doubts that is the best budget backpack, and it's at $100 after the code. I mean, honestly, if it was $150, I would still say the backpack's incredibly good and the best for that price. So it's like the definition of punching above its weight, price-wise. It's like I said, even if it came in at $150, I'd be like, this is a great bag, thoughtfully designed, has everything you'll ever need. There's a ton of options. And maybe there are a few nitpicks, but there's a few nitpicks with literally every bag. Trust me.
You can pay $300 and have a bag that you nitpick about. So it's just kind of the way that it is. But for anybody who's wondering, this is called the Neonic Sidekick, and I would show it to you, but it's hard to show bags on my setup. But you can go on their website and look at it on neonicpickleball.com. But there's a picture of Silas in here. Nice. But you can see kind of all the compartments and everything about this. But the most important I guess, spec of this bag is that you can fit your freaking shoes in it, dude. And I am someone who always wants to have a shoe compartment. And not only can you fit your shoes in it, but it's a pretty small, bag overall. Like, it's not big. It's not like a tour bag. So you're not going to be able to fit, obviously, quite as much. But I can put, I don't know, 6 or 7 paddles in here easily if I'm not putting anything in the main compartment. But overall, if you're someone who carries 2 paddles, shoes, a couple balls, maybe some glasses, and a few accessories here and there, man, could not recommend this higher. So this goes on sale November 24th. Code Pursuit should bring it down to what, $99 you said, or $100?
I think it's at $100 or right around. But yeah, you're going to see a lot of comparisons to the ADV bags, and here's why. And I love the ADV bags. I'm the first to tell you. I literally have all 3 of them. 2 of them I bought myself with my own money because I like them that much, and I still use them. Like, if I'm doing bigger days, I use the backpack, and then everyday stuff I've been using the Flex. Great bags. They are quite expensive. They're premium products for a premium price. The reason you're going to see the Neonic compared to the ADV a lot is because they took a page out of ADV's book, so to say, and they really thoughtfully designed the organization. There are so many little pockets that are purposeful, or you can use how you want, and then it makes it feel like, wow, I actually have so much stuff in here, and it's not that big. Yeah. And it makes it kind of easier to keep all your stuff straight, so you're not like rifling through your bag. That's the problem with other bags. Even when they're great, you're just digging through them. Like big tour bags and duffel bags, it's like, okay, just throw it in the middle somewhere, and then when it's time to get stuff out, you have to literally sit down, or like sit the bag down, open it up, look through. Whereas if you have a bag that's organized, you're just like, oh, I can just reach in here without even looking. I already know it's in this pocket. Just grab it out, which is super helpful. So
it's funny because almost every time I've used it, I've been like, oh, here's another little compartment that I didn't realize was in here. There's lots of little nooks and crannies and mesh pockets that you can just toss, either balls or tungsten tape, or,
there's a little hidden AirTag pocket,
whatever,
so that people wouldn't find it right away if they took your bag.
Yeah, it's an awesome bag.
There's a lot of thoughtful design.
Highly recommend it. And if you're looking for a bag, or if you're looking to buy someone a present for Christmas, man, they don't have a good
one.
bag. That's about as good as it gets. They're gonna love it. So also the branding is very minimal. The brand is only on the zipper pulls, as well as the back of the bag itself, but it really just looks like a pickleball paddle. So it's not like it's even crazy.
It could be anything. It could be like a letter O to people who don't know pickleball,
and
or
then
whatever.
Neonic is on the very small on both straps, but very comfortable.
Yeah, got to give them credit for their padding too. That's what I was going to say. They actually beat the ADV in this specific category. The ADV Flex is less comfortable to wear than that Neonic bag.
Yeah, the Neonic.
So the padding on that Neonic bag is more like the ADV Backpack V2, which is a little bit more padded and more comfortable to wear. So all that to say is, we keep coming back to these ADV comparisons, and that speaks really high of both companies, I think, because we're clearly saying ADV is setting a bar, but we're also saying, hey, look, we're comparing this bag, and it is 2 to 3 times cheaper, or more affordable, if you want to put it that way. It's not cheap; it doesn't feel cheap. Yeah. So, I'm high on that bag. If you can't tell, I had one for a minute, and then passed it off to somebody, and I will look forward to getting another one. It could be a main bag for me also.
Yeah, it's
or
very
another,
good.
Something like that.
I've been locked in on the Bodhi tour bag for a long time, and this is the first bag that I've tried to switch to and be like, yep, this will work. I've tried to switch to
the New Week, New Main of bags?
I tried to switch to the Franklin bag. I was like, it's not as good as the Bodhi. Tried to switch to the Chorus one. Not as good as the Bodhi. No offense, Chorus. And then I tried the ADV. Can't remember which one.
Backpack?
Backpack. And I was like, nope, I still like the Bodhi bag even better. But this is the first one. I'm like, yep, this is really good. It's a little bit smaller, which is nicer. Doesn't fit my tripod, which is a negative, but no big deal. I'll just I'll hold my tripod and bring it to the
New week, new main of bags for you,
new
or
week,
what?
new main of bags, baby.
Right.
But if I'm going to a big tournament, I'm bringing the Bodie Tour bag just because I can fit everything in it.
Sense.
So, all right, let's move on to sneak peek, man. It's gonna be me talking this week. So
skipping the Black Friday deals.
Oh shoot, yeah, let's do that first. My bad, guys. False alarm. We're gonna switch to
just fire through them and then put them on the screen.
Deals. All right, best Black Friday deals. This is probably from like the worst deal, which all these deals are very good in my opinion, to the best deal. I'll say the best deals for last, but the Enhanced Duo at $155 after Code Pursuit is a very, very good deal. Loco is $169 after, I think it's Bada Bing code. Codes do not stack on Bread and Butter, so you can only use their Black Friday deal, but $169 for arguably the best paddle on the market. Save $10 in what you can, $10 more than what you get it right now. Not the most insane deal, but I still think that's an awesome price. Then Bread and Butter is doing their Forward collab bag for a crazy price, $170. Like, that is insane.
That's a good deal.
That's like a $350 bag normally, right? And they're selling for $170.
I think it's $325 or $300. I mean, I still use it as my camera bag. That exact the Bread and Butter one.
You're almost getting it half
good.
off. So, super, super good deal. Another solid deal, the Thrive Project Fury paddles. One of my favorite Gen 3 paddles is $160. So, really good price. I think that if you stack a code on there, it's $160. And then I think without a code, it probably is $180. But anyway, moving on to some really, really good deals. This is where it starts getting crazy. 11624 Power Sears. $115. This paddle, very good. All three shapes are very solid, even though they taper, David.
They're good, though. They're
very
designed.
good. Yes, they are very thoughtfully designed. They honestly were kind of like the first people to make a good power paddle that was budget friendly. And now,
and a durable Gen 3.
Yes, and
they were like the first durable Gen 3.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that paddle honestly deserves a lot of props in 2025. And I think 6 months ago, it was making a lot of top 5 lists.
Yes.
Like at that time.
Yep.
And
I think it was our number one
affected
paddle,
the paddle
right?
market as a whole.
That was our
maybe
paddle
we did
bracket
that paddle
winner,
bracket
right, in March.
Yeah, it probably was. I mean, it's still a very good paddle today.
100%.
It's just so easy to get caught up in everything that's been released in the last 6 months and kind of the foam innovations. But yeah, that's an excellent paddle.
115.
Sure.
That's crazy. All right, this is where it starts getting absolutely insane. The Chorus Echo. They are selling it for a deeply discounted price of $44. $44.
That is crazy.
So that's a Gen 2
in
paddle.
my opinion,
totally
the Core
solid.
Steels.
Yeah.
It's basically like a control paddle, but that's good for a lot of people. I mean, and the shapes are good. It looks good. The Core deals, in my opinion, if you're just looking at money and value and dollars, are the craziest Black Friday deals like out there, period. You just go to Core, like all their stuff is on insane sale, except the Phoenix. The Phoenix is on sale, but it's not as insane.
Right.
But yeah, dude, $44 for an approved Gen 2 paddle, raw carbon fiber from a reputable brand that looks good and you could be happy about supporting. That is insanely good. Yeah. I mean, definitely do not buy a crap paddle off Amazon for the same $44.
No.
Just go get this Chorus Echo. It's
anyone
crazy good.
Who has an Amazon paddle that has been starting to play pickleball and really liking it and wants to play more, this is the no-brainer upgrade for them. Chorus Echo, $44. Slightly different, slightly more control-oriented. The Shapeshifter, $62. Very good-looking paddle.
Really, very good deal.
All three shapes, really, really solid. Just as Justin mentioned, I should have mentioned this first because the Echo is probably the best of the three. But the Chorus Phoenix is $125, which is a very good deal for a super poppy paddle, like one of the most poppy paddles in the market. They're also selling their bag for $53, which is a really, really good deal for a tour bag. $53 is crazy. And then, in my opinion, probably the best deals are coming after this one. The Vatic Pro Saga, $79. Really good really good paddle. Justin and I both mained those for a very short period, but awesome paddles nonetheless. The two best deals in my opinion. $89 for the Vatic V-Sol or Quanta. I just think that is a crazy deal, even though they're only $99 normally. $89 for two paddles that compete with some of the best paddles on the market is just ridiculous. So those are my best Black Friday deals. Which one do you think is the one that people just cannot miss?
The chorus ones, dude.
Yeah.
I think the chorus ones are insane.
Yeah.
$44 for the Echo,
bucks
$62 for the Shapeshifter, which was like challenging for Paddle of the Year last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then $50 for a tour bag. Yeah, I think to me those are just like for value alone, they're insane.
Yeah, I agree.
And those paddles, the Echo and the Shapeshifter and all that, they are excellent paddles. They're literally, most people would be happy with them. We have to remember that most people aren't chasing power. They're not paddle nerds. They're not super tournament competitive people. They're just like rec players. And those are excellent paddles that are likely upgrades for them. Like when you go to open play, look around at what people are playing with and tell me that a Shapeshifter or an Echo wouldn't be an upgrade for those people. So anyway, 100%. So yeah, I mean, maybe for our viewers, maybe they're not that tempting, but I think they should be super tempting as like gifts. You know, I'm thinking
100%.
about that now. I'm like, who do I know that's getting into pickleball or just plays recreationally and has been playing with the same paddle for 8 months? It's like, man, you give this paddle that, like I said, looks great and plays great for $44
for a Gen 2 paddle.
Dude, I pay. We go to dinners more expensive than that.
Yeah,
regularly.
Yeah,
and then that's just one and done gone.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yeah, that's crazy. The bag for $53 is also insane. But if you're looking for the best deal and best performance possible, V-Sol, in my opinion, shortly followed by the Quanta. All right, let's jump into sneak peek. We're going to be talking about a shoe that I see almost no one wearing. I've seen maybe like 3 or 4 people wear these, which is the Diadora Blueshield Torneo 3. Got them right here, as you can see on screen. This is, I would say, probably their flagship model, right? This is their number one shoe.
Well, it's their flagship stability model.
Stability model, yeah.
They have a speed model and stuff too, but yeah.
Which one's their speed model?
The B Icon.
B Icon.
Or there's the Blueshield Speeds.
Yeah, I forgot about the B Icon. But yeah, these are really, really good shoes. They come with a 6-month outsole warranty. They are relatively expensive at $155. But I think the real standout features of these Torneo 3s is how much comfort they offer while still remaining very high performing. They do give you a little bit back with how soft and comforting they feel, kind of like the CG2s.
They're not the lightest shoes.
No, they're not the lightest. They're lighter than the 2s, which is the previous models, but these are very comfortable. They offer a lot of dragging protection. As you can see, I kind of drug my foot pretty heavily right here, and hardly any damage or change to it. But the thing I like about these the most is obviously the comfort is huge on these. They are one of the most comfortable shoes that I've ever worn. Very similar in terms of the comfort levels that we've seen with the Neonics. I think the Neonics are extremely comfortable.
Yeah.
Different realm and different performance category between those two shoes, but these are the shoes that I would recommend for anyone who's looking for a shoe with an outsole warranty that provides tons and tons of stability and comfort, but isn't too heavy and clunky like Gel Res X, for example, or the Nike Vapors or Nike Rafas. I think these outperform those by a pretty substantial margin. There's a ton of tech in here. Their Blueshield tech is like this foamy thing that they put in the forefoot and midfoot. Is that right?
Yeah, it depends.
Depends
on the shoe, but
I'm doing great here, man.
It's part of the midsole.
Yeah,
their Blueshield is basically a foam that's part of the midsole, but it's shaped specifically, like it has like almost like little Lego nubs on it, upside down. So there is open space and air that allows the foam to deform and adds more comfort that way.
Yeah,
I need to ask my Italian friend how to say. Is it Torneo? Luca,
Torneo.
on,
It's probably
text me.
Torneo.
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 What is it? What does it mean? Tournament? Bowl?
No clue.
What is it?
No clue, big dog. I don't speak
I'm
Italian.
not Italian. I don't know.
But yeah.
How's the fit? Are they wide or narrow or what?
I would say they are slightly wider than just like your typical medium fit. So just barely roomier than that. Not overly roomy like the Gel Res X. I'm going to give that is a ridiculous roomy.
Yeah, he's swimming in that shoe.
These are going to be wider than the Skechers, wider than the Neonics, wider than... These are going to fit very similar to Nike Vapors. Very similar to those.
Okay.
Maybe a touch wider than the new ones. I haven't tried those on yet, but those look to be a little more narrow. But tons of stability, especially on lateral movements, and they probably the one Achilles heel of this shoe is going to be the inside foot dragging. You're probably going to run through this pretty quick. It does not come above the midsole like a lot of shoes do, but nonetheless, 6-month outsole warranty on these will help you out in that situation. But a couple people have said that they've had issues with having to really cinch down the laces. I haven't had a problem with that. I would say
that's what Ethan's looks like, bro.
Ethan's
are like crazy tight.
Yeah. He cinches them down big time, but I think he does that on every single shoe. I saw him with some tie rolls or tie rolls, or I don't know what they're called, but he had those cinched down too. He just has them all cinched down. But that dude runs through shoes. Like once he'll blow through the outsole in a week and a half. I think it took him like 2 or 3 weeks with these, so about twice as long as the typical.
At least you have an outsole warranty.
Yeah, for sure. But he is crazy mover, always blowing through shoes. But really like these shoes.
You got the Blue Macas in there?
Got the Blue Macas. I completely forgot to say that. The Blue Macas with the Blueshield, good God. Got to be the most comfortable combo of shoe and insole that I've ever had. My feet feel
funny because
very
you told me
fresh
before
after these.
Yeah.
Same with the Neonics.
Yeah, you told me
too.
before that you were like the Blue Macas and the Neonics elite combo, and then you told me the Blue Macas and the Diadoras are amazing.
Yeah,
maybe it's just the Blue Macas, bro.
It might. The common denominator.
I'm becoming a shill.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's got to be said that you and I both wear the same Neonics Ad XLs, and then we both have the Blue Maca insoles in there. We played that tournament the other day where we played before. Then we played the 4-0 division. Then we played the open division. Then I played games afterwards. I was literally at the facility for over 12 hours, or about 12 hours. And then the next day, you texted me and you were like, dude, my feet feel pretty fresh. They don't even hurt. And I was like, actually, damn, me too.
Yeah.
So a lot of credit to those Yonex shoes, which are like very fast and nimble, but also like do pretty good at preventing foot exhaustion, and I think a lot of credit to the Blue Macas.
Yeah.
So we talked about these last week if you want more information, but these are the Blue Maca foam lock performance insoles. They're non-slip because it's foam. There's no fabric on them. They have built-in arch support. Very good, and thanks to all the people who used the code last week and are going to get to try them out. Let us know in the comments if you got some and you tried them. What do you think? What do you like? What do you dislike?
Justin, what's your code?
But yeah, like
man?
I said. Well, the code's Pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
Discount
How much
code
does it
Pursuit,
save
20% off.
20% off. I told somebody 20% today, and I was like, wait, that sounds crazy. It might be 15%, but I think it's 20. 20 is...
It's 20.
Very generous. Yeah.
Yeah,
everybody
I mean, they're not
they
don't start the most affordable. So getting
no.
20% off of what is a $55 or $60 insole is really
60,
helpful.
Yeah.
It depends on which one you choose. But yeah. Anyway, the ones we like are the
60.
high support or the high max cushion. Jeez, max cushion, and I have high arch support right here. But
the Blue Maca Connect Max Cushion, and you can read in their description based on what type of arch you have. You can select the correct arch support. So, yep, I'm a huge fan of Blue Macas. Well done. Thank you for.
We're recently converted.
Those. Oh yeah, no,
both of us.
I'm in.
Recently converted within like the last 3 months, but they're incredibly good.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on the Blue Macas or the Torneo 3s? Nope. Very, very, very good pickleball shoes.
Just I might want to try them.
Awesome.
Because like the Yonex we both love and they're really good. However, you and I both been calling them like a match day shoe because they don't have a 6-month outsole warranty, and they're just really quick and fast and you feel very nimble. But it's like, man, as much as I'm on the courts between the ball machine and drilling and playing, it's like I almost want a shoe that's just a little bit more comfort based and has an outsole warranty.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of have that. That's what I've been using my CG2s for, and they have the warranty. So you're in the same rotation as me. I have like my durability, comfort focused shoes, and then like if I want to perform my best, I'm putting on the Neonics. I just literally feel a little bit sharper and faster, just a touch, but it's nice.
I feel that, dog. All right, well, shall we move on to everyone's favorite segment? New week, new main?
I thought you were going to build your perfect paddle. You skipping that?
Dude, I skipped another one again. No, okay. We'll get that after.
We'll save it.
We'll get that after. No, that's a great topic. Let's run a new week, new main, and then we'll jump into the build your perfect paddle in NERDTOWN. So, new week, new main is sponsored by Bodie Pickleball, as you can see right here on the amazing Awala. You can use code PURSUIT to save 15% on pickleball accessories like sleeves, grips, edge guard tape, bags, shirts, and other pickleball accessories. Bodie has awesome products. He continues to just drop more and more. He's got some new products coming soon that we're getting in the mail very soon that we'll talk about. But just be on the lookout for that. Really enjoy having Bodie as our product sponsor for this. So thank you for sponsoring New Week, New Main, Bodie. Let's move on. Justin, what's your main now?
Mine's so boring, dude. I'm basically new week, no main because I've been just testing paddles for work. I've been switching paddles constantly. But for the sake of the segment, if I had to go to a tournament today and needed a USAP approved paddle, I'm still playing with the J2 FC Plus long handle. It just does nothing wrong. There's no reason for me not to play with this paddle. It is too easy to play with while still offering everything you need. My weight setup, I have 0.5 gram per inch tape running from the top corner all the way down to the bottom corner, and then layered on top of that, I have some 1 gram per inch just on the maybe 2 inches of it on the bottom here.
Yep.
And I think my swing weight, Swiss weight is like 116, 7.8 or something like that. And it's like maybe 8.3 or 8.4 total, somewhere in there. But that's been my setup. I've been through multiple, and this is the setup I end up liking. It gives me the right balance and the right stability without being too much.
Love it.
However, same as I said last week, if I'm not playing in a tournament, if I don't need an approved paddle, then I'm playing with this. This is the upcoming Valera Shift. This is the new hybrid shape, the new Valera hybrid shape. I look forward to telling you guys more about this because I was involved in the development. And I will be able to, hopefully soon, but you know how it goes. Companies need to time their marketing for their releases, so we'll wait. I probably shouldn't even be showing it to you guys at all, but I can't help myself. So there's a little nugget.
Just a cool guy. All right. Well, this week, obviously, in the Bread and Butter tournament, played with the Loco Hybrid. That was my main for last week, as I said. But I think I'm going to move on. I don't really have a main this week. But if I had to, Luzz Cannon would be, up there. And then... Shoot, dude. I mean, there's so many freaking paddles I could play with in main right now.
You're going for the Onk.
The Duo, I could easily main. The J2 NF, the J6 NF, the J6 FC Plus. Just, there's tons of paddles that I could main. Honestly, this new glider from Luzz, easy main. I don't know, dude. I don't have a freaking main. We're just going to move on.
New week, no main?
New week, no main for Lewis.
Boring. Worst segment we've ever done.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to build your perfect paddle. This question came from Brandon Wynn on Instagram. Thank you, Brandon, for sending over this question. He asked, how would you build your perfect paddle? Just like from scratch, you get to control everything about it. Just make your Franken paddle, if you will, basically. So, Justin, I'm going to let you go
said
first.
We're going to choose. Okay.
Yeah.
But for the segment, we said we're going to choose like basically attributes of existing paddles.
Yeah, just to make
rather
it
than
easy.
Saying like, oh, this is the core I would use, and this is the layup, and this is the that's just, it's not even relatable. Come on, this is barely relatable. So all right, for me, building my perfect paddle, this won't be surprising to anybody. If the shape, I would choose a hybrid shape with a long handle. a la the J2 long handle or this hybrid shape I just showed you, or the upcoming Neonic Frost shape. They're all similar. They all have like 5.6-ish handles, and hybrid shapes that fully utilize the dimensions have kind of wider lower corners, no tapered sides, still rounded but mostly squared tops, so that you know you get the right balance and swing weight and stability. I don't. We didn't even talk about these, but I'm just going to tell you that would be the shape. The power level, I guess, would be perfect for me. Power and pop level, I would say like around what the NF is. I don't want anything more powerful than that. That's when I start to struggle personally. That's when I notice I will actually lose more points than I win because of the power.
Yeah.
And it could probably drop below that even. If I'm thinking about it that way, like what power level is going to win me more points than it loses me? The NF is pushing it. That's like the most powerful I can be very good with.
It gets it gets a little hairy after that.
But here's where it would be interesting to build your ideal paddle, because if I could have the power level of the NF, but like the ball contact feel of like the Mach 2 Forza, that's where it would be at.
So you want a little pillow plush.
Dude, I played with that maybe a month ago. Somebody's.
You might like the charm paddles, bro. You might like these charm paddles.
No, the Mach 2 Forza is not bouncy at all.
Yeah, that's true.
It is like, wow, it is so, I mean, it's the definition of plush. Yeah. But it is like so grabby. Like you can feel even on the smallest little things. Like right now with power paddles, a lot of times when you're trying to like roll dink, you feel like you got to be so careful to just brush it. Brush it, you know? With the Mach 2 Forza, you're like, hang on a second. Let me grab this ball on my dink. Let me grab it. Let me hold it for a second. Let me look over there. Let me look back and say, okay, now I'm going to roll this heavy, you know, across court. That's how it feels. I'm exaggerating, but like the amount of dwell and like pocketing. And it's also very plush, like the vibration is very nice. Like I said, I played half a game with somebody recently, and I was like, whoa, dude. Now I realize why so many people loved this. I mean, it was zero power. Yeah. So it was a big-time adjustment, but the contact feel, I was like, this is incredible. If we could have this on a paddle that has pop and power, that's where it'd be at. So,
bro, you know, guys, you probably remember Bacon and Eggs, but her name is Putri. She's like a 4'9" right now. She's a baller. She plays with the Mach 2 Forza, and Doug gave her a loco. And I was like, Doug, what are you doing? You're going to ruin all of our lives. We're all going to get annihilated.
She hits so hard.
She smokes the ball.
I saw her playing with that loco, and it was, she was hitting very hard.
Her force off the bounce are insane. Like, truly, like, next level. She has some of the best force. But anyway.
So, I don't know. That's what I put. Paddle shape, the power level, the contact feel. Is there anything else I would need to choose?
Core construction.
Or is that enough?
What did you say the core construction would be? Doesn't matter?
I didn't say core construction, but I actually prefer the feel of foam. Well, let me say this. I think that the facing layers make more of a difference that I care about than the core. So I have now become a person who prefers all carbon layups, and I don't like fiberglass. And that is true for both foam paddles and honeycomb paddles. I think fiberglass felt like a necessary evil for honeycomb paddles because we were like, how do we get more power out of this? Yeah. And then you would do that, and you'd be like, yeah, okay, cool. I'm willing to be okay with this feel because now I got like the power level I want. With foam, you don't need the fiberglass to get the pop and power. You can do that with the foam and with the, the new ways we figured out how to float cores and other different things we've done. So that being said, now that I don't need it for the performance anymore, I'm kind of out on fiberglass. Just give me all carbon, actually. And I prefer that, all unidirectional carbon, even over like the woven faces. The woven faces can be nice, but they can also...
I'm out.
Here we go. Less connected than the unidirectional. The unidirectional is just like more connected. You could just tell better where the ball's hitting on the face, what it's doing, why did it do that. Because ultimately that's what I want, is a paddle that like communicates with me perfectly. Because I'm going to make errors, but it's easier for me to get better if I understand what did I fuck up, Yeah. So, yeah, for me these days, all unidirectional carbon, 3 or 4 layers, that's where it'd be at. The core probably foam just for durability, but it's... meh, could be anything.
Weirdly, completely out on Kevlar as well. because I
I've always been out on Kevlar.
loved the J2K. I mean, that was one of my favorite
I was
paddles.
never a Kevlar fan.
But anyway, all right. Well, I'm gonna build my perfect paddle. Shape-wise,
Oh, you got show and tell, baby.
C45 all day. The one thing that I would change
The
about
Dynasty
this
shape?
The Dynasty shape. Yeah, thank you. The one thing I would change about this shape is I would make this little neck taper start a little bit later and have kind of that similar out. What do you call it? A radius? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, you would just radius the neck taper more, so basically it makes the curve tighter, so you can get your hand higher up in there.
Yeah, not that this is not long enough. I just would prefer a slightly longer, to be honest. But this shape is almost perfect. It's 16.4 by 7.6, so it's like a slightly shorter, elongated, a little bit more friendly of an elongated shape.
It's a hybrid.
Yeah, it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid elongated.
It's a hybrid.
Yeah, and I just love the shape. I think it's a great shape. As far as let's start from the top. Face layup, I'm going probably all carbon fiber as well. 3 layers of unidirectional, or throw in a fiberglass layer on there if you want to get spicy. Who cares?
I mean, well, you got to choose between those two. They're very different. What do you prefer?
I'm gonna go for.
You like fiberglass or you don't?
I'm gonna go all carbon fiber. We'll just go for it. Okay. And then the core construction itself, I would probably opt for either a fully floating EPP core or this new Enhanced Duo core. I really gravitated towards that a lot. But I think I may just slightly prefer the fully floating EPP core. Just a slight bit better. That could change over time, but just currently, that's kind of what I've been vibing with.
I'm going to make a quick thing here.
Go ahead.
I want to say this. You talked about this. And I'm holding the paddle for those who show. Fully floating is like a complete ring around EVA, and it goes across the handle and connects at the bottom. But the Duo doesn't do that. The EVA goes to here and stops. It goes to here and stops. And so the main core extends down into the handle. I don't know what we're going to call that, like a peninsula core.
Yeah.
It's still basically floating. But I'm with you. I have a strong preference, and I've learned this through prototyping and trying different stuff, for a peninsula core rather than fully floating. It doesn't change the playability that much, but it completely changes the feel in your hand when you have the actual hitting surface that is contacting the ball travel all the way through into the handle. Whenever you cross the EVA underneath, some people may prefer this, it's subjective, but the vibrations that are coming down are now getting killed by the gap and the EVA in the gap, and then before they get to your hand, so it can feel less connected. But I have a preference for those peninsula style cores as well, the feel of them.
All right, so what am I missing? I said shape.
What power level would you want your paddle to be?
Oh, power level, probably Sypic Avatar, VSOL Pro, J2NF.
You're pretty much describing the Sypic Avatar so far.
Well, pretty much, yeah, minus the shape. It's a little minus a little longer, a little longer than the what's it called, but yeah, really. I mean, I really liked the Avatar. I thought it was a great paddle.
I think it's great, yeah.
If in a perfect world, I would like it a little shorter and a little wider, just to give me just that touch extra stability.
So what contact feel?
I would want it to be...
I'm putting you on the spot because you didn't know that I was going to do this, but tell me a paddle that has the best ball feel, regardless of power level, or even regardless of sweet spot. But just when you hit it good, and I know what you might say here. You're like, ooh, yeah, that feels.
Man, I liked the VSOL Pro contact feel a lot because it was a little firmer, a little more hollow. But then again, Enhanced Duo might be the winner. I mean, it feels.
You want me to tell you what I thought you were going to say?
What do you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say the ESQ, the old Paddle Tech.
Oh yeah, well, here's the deal.
The contact feel in the Paddle Tech ESQ. Whoo.
I thought about the Luzz Cannon.
When you hit the sweet spot.
Luzz Cannon feel, but you can't get that feel with, EPP. It has to be that polypropylene. So, honeycomb polypropylene. So, I think that's it, right? Is that everything? Feel?
It sounds like you're going to start maining the Duo, dude, because you pretty much described it. It's all carbon. It's floating EPP.
Maybe I will.
It's elongated.
I might.
It's the contact feel you like. It's at the power level that you like.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can't believe you were just running an hour and a half long commercial for the
New
duo.
week, new main. I've actually been flirting with going back to a hybrid. Play with that FC
play with the
Plus.
local hybrid.
Play with the local hybrid. Played with that Luzz glider.
Sure is nice for us bad players.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I'll say this now. This will get lost, but who cares? Quick update about shapes. Remember on the last episode, I was like, I'm going to play wide bodies, and I'm just going to weight them to get them how I like it. I was so wrong. I still hate them. Hate them. I played a wide body in that tournament. Ooh, you saw it. I don't know what it is, but, dude, my flicks are just off with wide bodies. I tried for like a week to get a feel for it, but, bro, like a flick is like a big part of my game, and it's usually pretty decent. And I can
hit.
But, woo!
Every single flick, either, I would say 70% were in the net, maybe 5 to 10% were in,
and the
rest were out, way out.
I was hitting them in the net, and you were like, dude, you got to hit that higher. And I'm like, I know. So then I started trying to hit it high. Once you start doing that, you're done.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, bro, but returns and flicks with wide bodies just feel so garbage to me. Even whenever I weighted it to the right balance point and swing weight that I wanted, and I tried to keep weight off the sides to not have a huge twist weight. But, yeah, I thought for a second I would go back to wide body and just weight it differently. It's not the case. I can't do it. I went back to the hybrid, and I was like, oh, it just feels like home. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Way more natural.
Yeah, I think hybrid's your shape. And whatever, this is just a pro tip. Always going to say this. Whatever makes you think less about the paddle is better for you in every aspect. Power, shape, handling, anything. If you think about it less, that's probably a paddle that's good for you. All right, man. Shall we move on to the final topic that everybody's probably very excited for?
Baby.
NERDTOWN, baby. Let's go. This is going to be a good one. Can't wait
All
to
aboard!
See. Oh, my gosh, dude. It's been a long time.
It's been a while since we got an all
Let's
aboard.
go, Mayor. Hold on.
All right.
One second.
Yeah. You got to get ready.
It's time to get
Look,
nerdy,
I'm pulling out the
guys.
laptop and everything, y'all.
Well, actually,
all right. Actually, Google Sheets, wake up. All right. So, here's what I did. And this has been something I've been kind of working on for weeks.
This is exciting.
I have 600 plus paddles worth of data to include like everything about their shape, their static weight, their balance point, their swing weight, their twist weight, and a bunch of other stuff, right? I've been building this database in the background for a long time. I measure everything. And this is production paddles. This is also prototypes. This is a lot. Like I said, it's over 600 unique paddles. And I think there are actually more because I removed outliers for this experiment. What I was trying to do is find out if it's possible to make a predictive formula that people can use at home to find the swing weight of their paddle if you don't have a graffiti or a swing weight machine. Because let's be real, most people don't have that. It's like $300 and something, and people are asking us all the time, what's the swing weight or how do I find it? And not only that, you might be able to find the stock swing weights of paddles because now they're mostly listed on the website. But what happens when you weight it up? What if you want to know how much swing weight does this add? What's my swing weight at right now with my paddle at 8.9 ounces and all this? Braden made a cool tool where you can like add weight virtually to a given paddle, and then it'll tell you the expected swing weight, twist weight increases, which is awesome. This isn't that. It's not interactive. This is a formula where you enter in a paddle's length, which you can measure easily, a paddle's static weight, which you can measure easily, and a paddle's balance point, which you can measure easily, and it will spit out a predictive swing weight for that paddle. He's going full nerd over there. Now, I feel pretty good about this formula. The R squared for it, which means like the correlation strength, a 1 is a perfect correlation, so that would mean it's absolutely perfect, and a 0 would mean it means nothing and it's useless, is a 0.91. So it's a very strong correlation between these three metrics, length, static weight, and balance point to the swing weight. And so since that was the first thing I figured out, I was like, okay, this is super correlated. Now how do we reverse engineer it? I don't know how I'm going to get this to you guys, if I'm going to post it somewhere, if I'm going to just send the formula to Lewis and then you're going to have to put it in a spreadsheet yourself or what, because Lewis ain't putting it on his website. I don't even have a website.
Hell no, bro. I ain't Braden. I'm not a nerd.
But I figured what we would do on the podcast here, and I just finished this today, so Lewis doesn't know, but I tested it on 545 paddles, and on those paddles, over 80% of them, the predicted value was within 2 points of the actual swing weight, because I have the actual swing weight on all these paddles. So I ran the predictive value, and then I figured out what percentage was plus or minus 2. And over 80% of the time, it was within 2 points, either 2 points less or 2 points more. So it's very good. I mean, and honestly, 1 to 2 points is hard to feel with your hand anyway.
Yeah.
The ones that throw it off, and I told Lewis this, the ones that throw this formula off are ones that have really weird balance points. Like for instance, if you weighted up a paddle and put a cap coin on the bottom or a slice cap or something, and you lowered the balance point a bunch, it's probably going to throw this off because it's going off sort of known values. Or some paddles have just weirdly high balance points, like the gearboxes, but the static weight and balance and everything else isn't too crazy. Those get thrown off a little bit too. But for over 80% of paddles, it's perfectly fine. It's pretty good. So we're going to test it. And we're going to see if it's good enough for me to like make a way for you guys to use it. We're going to do it live. Lewis is going to tell me a paddle, give me the measurements. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to tell him what the predicted swing weight is, and he'll tell me what the real swing weight is.
All right, I got a couple paddles. I'm going to start with something very normal. This is the Luzz Torneo, which is just an elongated shaped paddle. The length
It's elongated?
is... Sorry, I should have done this a little earlier. The length is... It's like 16.551.
We'll just call it 16.5. It's okay.
Yeah. And the balance point is 240. We're going to call that 247.
Ooh, that's high.
And the static weight is
247 is high, so this one might throw it off.
8.005 ounces.
We'll just call that 8 ounces.
Yeah.
I bet you this one gets thrown off. Okay, predicted swing weight, 120.8.
120. Swing weight.
It's 120.
120.
Okay, so, yeah, and see, like I said, that's a high balance point, so it predicted 0.8 high because 247 is quite high for an elongated.
Shall we move on? This is going to be the tricky one. This is the
You're going to try to trick the system.
Alpha Pro.
Okay.
This is, we're going to call this 16.45 inches, if that's possible,
Yeah, sure.
by 7.5.
It doesn't,
Well, no,
width
sorry,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, my bad. Forgot width does not matter. It matters other places. All right, the balance point is, wow, way lower. 230. We'll call it 237.
This is why you're trying to throw me off, because this is a very low balance point for elongated.
And the static weight is, one sec, sorry guys, I gotta balance this.
This guy, he wasn't prepared.
8.17 ounces.
Okay. Predicted swing weight, 116.
113.6. So
yeah,
that's
pretty far off.
A huge outlier.
2.4 off.
Yeah, but 113 swing weight for an elongated shape paddles is extremely low. Have not seen hardly any paddles that low.
So this is you trying to trick me.
Yes, correct.
Oh wait, I didn't change the length. Oh, I didn't change the length. It predicted 115. So
okay, 113.6 is the exact.
So it was 1.4 off.
1.4 off, yeah. Which is, I think that's
pretty good.
Very much within reason. Especially if you're just trying to get close. All right, this is a standard shape paddle now. We're going to go with the Gherkin Wraith.
Okay.
Let me give you the length first. My bad.
I was going to say, is it actually 8?
I'm pretty sure
or 16?
I think it's 15.9 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 15.9 length.
Okay.
And the balance point
15.9. Probably 236-ish.
No. Whoa, this one might be tough.
Uh-oh. He's trying to mess me up, guys. I was like,
228.
Hey, let's
228
228.
228.
Okay.
And then
is it lighter than 8 ounces? That would make sense.
8.15 ounces. Okay, this has a overgrip on it that might throw it off.
No, that's
I
fine.
just realized that.
That's okay. That's intended. We want to break it,
Yeah. I gave you everything right?
Okay. 106.5.
107, baby. On the money.
Good.
On the money.
106.55. So this.
All right.
All right.
Then this is probably be the hardest one. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me one that's like got weight and stuff. Do you have that? Or no?
This has weight on it, an overgrip, and it's a hybrid shape, so it's kind of got a unique. This one has this is a very unique swing weight paddle. So we'll see if this gets it right. The length is 16.175, if I'm not mistaken.
J2FC plus.
16.175. We'll call it 16.2.
16.2 is what I would say for those.
And then balance point is.
This is just riveting content, by the way. Him's just standing up. You get maybe you see his quads for the first time ever on the podcast. I have a laptop out for the first time ever. I'm just looking down. Thanks for hanging with us.
230. 230 is the balance point, and the static weight on this is 8.505 ounces.
All right, 8.5 ounces. Predicted swing weight is 114.9.
112.2. So
that's insanely low.
Yeah. Like I said, this was a very wild paddle. I think the stock swing weight on this one was 107, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a big
that's a
big change.
Yeah, the 230 balance point is really low for a hybrid, so that makes sense.
Well,
so
you were
maybe it's not ready, but
3 for 4. Like the other 3 were very close.
And that one was 2.5 points off.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
But the other ones were
I did
almost bang on.
Get that
less than 1 point. Yeah. So yeah. So hey, maybe it still needs some work, and I don't know if there's a way to release this to you guys. The formula itself, oh my goodness, like we could copy and paste it and put it on the on the screen, but if you don't build out a spreadsheet, it's pretty useless.
I could. I'm sure there's a way I could put it on my website, right? There's got to be a formula, a way to add a calculator or something.
On your website, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would need to do it that way because just for fun, while we're on this podcast, I'm going to copy and paste it and send it to Lewis so you can see what it is. Because basically what you had to do was go through all of the known values, and then you get the regression coefficients, and then you have to go back in and multiply.
Regression coefficient. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if you can even see your stuff right now, but I just sent it to you.
Oh my God, dude. You lost me.
It's
immediately.
It's let me put it this way. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers in here that need to go to the 6th decimal place at least for it to be relatively accurate. So
well, I look forward to
all right.
Braden and Matt's Pickleball making their own next week. So we'll see.
Yeah, maybe you'll find it on someone else's website before Lewis's.
Yeah, something just fell. That's weird.
But hopefully it would be valuable. I feel like people ask this all the time, like, hey, how do I know what my swing weight is if I don't have a machine? So I've been trying to solve this.
Yeah.
And
it's
really just math question
to
predict. So, again, there are problems. If you're someone who does a lot of handle weight, it doesn't work well. But for most people and most paddles, this works surprisingly well. Like, I've been pretty shocked with how accurate it is. I've been doing the same thing you just did and, like, testing, trying to stump it. And for the most part, even stumped, like you just saw, it's like 2.5 points off. But most of the time, it's like within 1 point. Like the other 3 were within 1 point. Definitely within 2. So
yeah, I mean, I personally think if I'm a consumer, being within 1 or 2 swing weight points of what it actually is, and it seemed like it was estimating. Was it slightly overestimating? Is that right? Yeah. So
and I programmed it that way. I would rather it tell you a number that's slightly high than slightly low.
Okay. Well, then that's even better, because then you can be like, okay, worst case scenario, this is 115. Best case scenario is probably 113.
Right. If you're like, I know I never want to go over 120, then
Yeah.
potentially you could use this and be like, stop at 120. Your paddle really might be 118 point something, but you should be okay with that.
Yeah. And it's also helpful for you comparing it to other paddles that you have too. You can be like, oh, this is very close within that region. All right. Well, I like that, dude. That's good. I think this is a tool that people will definitely, number one, want to use, and two, get some value from. So if you want to use this some way, you want an easy tool to use this, let us know. We'll try to make that happen for you guys. Or worst case scenario, we'll just send out the formula. So if you're good with that, Justin, this is your creation,
ideally,
not mine.
No, I'm happy for people to use it, man. I made it so people can use it. I'm not trying to make money off of a formula that I'm sure AI can
for
do. You know
$15 a click, you can use it.
No, but ideally, I think if you could put it on your website,
that'd be tight. Yeah.
You have just a NERDTOWN tab, and then we can also put in. We have another formula, the maneuverability rating, which has been really vetted at this point, and that thing is solid.
Yeah.
So you could put that on there in a little thing, and so people could put in their paddle stats, and it'll spit out a maneuverability rating. Which the problem with that before was you needed to know your swing weight and twist weight. So now if I can figure out a way to predict
twist weight,
I know. I was going to say, if I can figure out a way to predict the swing and twist weight values, then you can just put in the three known values, or the three things that are easy to measure: your own static weight, your balance point, and the length and the width. Let's put it that way, because you can measure all those, and then it should spit out everything.
Yeah, this might be.
Or maybe I'll do none of this. This sounds like a lot of work
you've ever done.
Hey, man.
On the podcast
that I've ever talked about publicly.
On the podcast, all jokes aside, I'm really happy you did it, because that's something that I've always thought about, but I'm too stupid to ever figure out how to do it. But I've always been like, man, there's got to be a way you can be like, oh, this is close enough. There's got to be some measurements that you can do that are similar to this graffiti that I'm pointing that's just out of screen. But yeah, excellent stuff, man. And the fact that you did overestimation is good. I think that's good. If it's almost always slightly over and rarely under,
60% of the time, if it's gonna miss, 60% of the time it misses high, 40% of the time it misses low. So I just skewed it slightly.
Gotcha. Sweet. Okay. All right. Well, excellent. Way to go, nerd. Very, very happy with that. Gosh, I'm losing all credibility on this. I don't have any reason to be on this podcast anymore. All right, guys. Well, anything else, Justin, before we sign off, bro?
Nah, let's get out of here. I'm going to go to the courts.
That was a long-ass podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Hope we brought the energy this time. Last one, we were zonked out, bro. I barely made it through that one. But that's episode 61 of the PP Podcast. 7 more episodes, guys. You just watch out. And we are out of here. If y'all have any questions, topics, things that y'all want us to discuss in future episodes, drop it in the comment section below. As always, thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next time. Peace.